Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It's time for another episode of Pints with Poke. I'm the drunk pokeroo. 'Tis beer time. Beer time. I still have the occasional beer. Like, I can have a couple of beers. Just relax, man. But what I'm finding is that I'm really leaning into beers I know I like. I'm not so adventurous anymore when it comes to regular strength beers, full strength, full test beers. I'm like, if I'm only having one or two beers in a week, they're going to be ones I know I like. Probably my favorite Bellwoods beer. Weirdly available everywhere. Is the grocery store available too? It doesn't matter. There's Bellwoods beers in the grocery store, which still blows me away. I've been doing this for almost 10 years now. It was actually a couple days ago was the anniversary of when I created the name. Now, remember, I created the name not have anything to do with beer, just because I was a drunk idiot who made plans that I couldn't follow through on. But anyways, yeah, I didn't really make too much mention of it because honestly, that kind of times have changed. But let's talk about Roman Candle Bellwoods. Maybe my favorite beer. It's a hot, muggy Sunday. 6.8%, 6.8. Guys, come on. The 0.9, we couldn't do it. Nice. That's all I need. Man, the year I turned 69, if I can make it that far, every time I answer the phone, I'm just going to be like, nice. Not that anybody would be calling me, because who calls people anymore? Right? So weird. We were trying to explain to the kids at work, like, you would call your friends and you would just have to talk to their parents for a few minutes while they came to the phone because they only had one phone in their house. Like, you know what that was like? Yeah, it was scary. Has this changed over the years? I think it has. I don't care. I still love it. Cheers. Still has that kind of danky, resinous pine, melon, orange, grapefruitness. It's just such a goddamn good IPA. It's one of those beers that every time I have it, and this is the first time I've had it in like, I don't know, a year, how much I loved it and how much it was one of those transformative IPAs. Because I remember the first time I had it, and I had it sit down in the basement, and I was like, my God, like, what is this? Right, because at that point, Bellwoods, you had to drive to Toronto to get Bellwoods. There was no delivery. It wasn't at the LCBO. It wasn't at the grocery store. You had to go get it. You had to make the trip to Ossington. That was the only way to get Bellwoods. And it was such a mecca. And it still is. I'm not saying anything's changed. I don't get to be part of that community really anymore. But for me, Bellwoods remains that mecca of incredible beers. Like, I was thinking of a beer called Brettlehead, and it's mixed fermentation stuff they do. You know, I love that stuff. I love their IPA, but their mixed fermentation stuff is something else. And the Jelly Kings have been nice, but that's a fabulous IPA. You know, like last night I had a Lone Pine. And I'll probably have a headstock today, maybe later on tonight, like spread them out. And that's about it, right? Trying to be good and all that stuff. You know, trying to lose the weight and be nice to the body and try and make up for years of, you know, being a jackass. But definitely going to enjoy this. And that's one of the things I like. And the one thing you can't replicate in the non-alcoholic beers is that little burn. That little burn, baby. That's so beautiful. Cheers. I used to get lit up like a Roman candle. Now it's just like one big explosion in the sky, and then we go to bed.